We got some Week 15 action here in the OFL. The Arizona Cardinals are set to take on the Seattle Seahawks. The Cardinals are essentially done, but the Seattle Seahawks are still playing for playoff contention. They're currently tied with San Francisco for the 6th seed in the conference. As the first play from scrimmage, Drew Lock will connect with the rookie Paco Rice for a gain of 27 yards. Nice play right there for Paco. That'll lead us to a 3rd down and 10 here for Arizona as the second-year man, Lock. He's going to roll out, and he's going to go out. Almost finding his target, but he overthrew him a little bit. And that play will be all for nothing as Arizona will go for the field goal. And sure enough, they would nail it. Cardinals on the board, making it 3-0 as they try to get the upset over their divisional foe. Here's the Seahawks offense led by former Saint Dwayne Haskins as he's going to find Dante Moncrief on 3rd down to the 45. But we got a flag on the play, and it would end up being a late flag, face mask on the Cardinals. So Seattle gets even more yards as the penalty would be called on Cedric Briscoe. And then that would lead to better field position for Seattle. 2nd and 10 from the 34. The Seahawks. Haskins will play fake, and he's going to be brought down by his former Ohio State teammate. That's Nick Bosa with the sack. And the Seahawks are going to be forced to kick the field goal. And unlike Arizona, they quite wouldn't have their luck as that one would be short. And the Seahawks are not on the board. Just short. It went off of the crossbar and no good. So Arizona is lucky to still be winning. As next Cardinal possession, 3rd and inches. Leonard Fournette will be eaten up for breakfast by the Seattle Seahawks defense. That'll lead to another field goal attempt for the Cardinals. And they would end up missing it as this game is played in pairs of 3. And the Cardinals are unable to put more points on the board. Ensuing Seahawks possession, look at this, they're going to go for a field goal. Last time we watched the Cardinals game, that game was filled with field goals against the Redskins. This time, the Seattle Seahawks would make it, and Coach Hobart and the Seahawks have tied the game up at 3 apiece. So here returns the Arizona offense, 2nd and 8 for the Cardinals. As here's Drew Lock, the former Missouri Tiger. He would look deep, and he would connect with his man to the 3-yard line. Nice play right there for Arizona. That's Tajay Sharp making the play. And then 1st and goal for 2. Handoff for Damian Williams, who's going to scoop and score. Reservations for 6, please. And the Cardinals would take the lead now 10-3. Here's the Seattle offense. Dwayne Haskins connecting with Noah Fant. Of course, that duo was playing in New Orleans last year, now playing in Seattle. As Haskins to Fant once again, this time for 6, as the Cardinals are going to take the L. And this game is now tied up at 10 apiece with not too much time left to go in the first half. Arizona has the ball back. They're going to try to take the lead headed into the locker rooms. As Lock on 1st down, he would be picked off. You can't spell intercepted without the D. That's Delvin Breaux making the INT, and the Seahawks have a chance to put some more points on the board. 2nd and 12, a little bit under 30 seconds to go as Haskins would almost be intercepted. Minkah Fitzpatrick had a pick 6 right there, and he dropped it. I don't know how you missed that play, so let's now enter the second half. Seattle starting with the football as Haskins with a nice pass for a gain of 22. That's his favorite target, Noah Fant, making the play. Now 2nd and 9. It would be an interception as the Cardinals making a play. Nice INT for Matt Milano. And Arizona would get the ball at about midfield. Huge turnover right there. So the Cardinals can start to get some momentum. 1st down. Here's Lock handed off for the human cheeseburger, Leonard Fournette. And speaking of cheeseburgers, this Seattle defense likes to eat. Now 3rd down and 8. Here's Drew Lock. He's going to move in the pocket, and he would connect downfield with his man, bringing it to the 4-yard line. I believe that's David Njoku making the play. So the Cardinals are getting close to the end zone. 2nd and goal, touchdown Arizona, as the Cardinals would take the lead off of the score, making it 17-10. That's touchdown number 2 for Damian Williams. Cardinals would get the ball back not too long later at the 12-yard line. Handoff for DJ David Johnson. who gets that one awfully close to the end zone. Cardinals trying to punch it in now in the fourth quarter at 2nd and goal. Seahawks need to get a stop here, and this play would certainly help as he's just a little bit short. Paco Rice unable to get into the end zone. So that'll lead to a 3rd and goal. Cardinals going to throw the ball. Seahawks know a thing or two about throwing the ball on the goal line as Drew Lock would be sacked by DeForest Buckner, the former Oregon Duck. So that'll make it 20-10. Seahawks need 10 points to tie this game up. Down by 2 possessions as Haskins being chased and brought down. Sack number 2 on the day for Nick Bosa, as that would lead to a 2nd and 13. Now 4th and inches a few plays later. Seattle Seahawks going to go for it, obviously, but don't really have much of a choice as the conversion would work. As a nice run right there for Kareem Hunt, as he's getting first down conversions easier than he kicks his women. Now from the 41, here's Dwayne Haskins looking to throw it. Haskins has more time than someone waiting in a McDonald's drive-thru at 5 o'clock in the morning. Incredible catch in the end zone, but it's dropped. Noah Fant almost had touchdown number 2, so now 4th and 3 from the 34. Seahawks going to go for the field goal. They trust their defense to get a stop and then go for the touchdown as the field goal would be good. So now it's just a 7-point game, and they need to stop Arizona's run attack, but this rushing offense features David Johnson and Leonard Fournette, as well as Damian Williams, so it's not going to be easy as the Cardinals get the first down. That's all she wrote. Arizona with the upset win by a final score of 20-13. Cardinals improved to 4-10, while the Seattle Seahawks go down to 8-6, and Seattle absolutely needs a San Francisco 49ers loss this week, as it was a pretty good game. It wasn't anything crazy, but it was a somewhat down-to-the-wire game. Arizona definitely had the momentum, especially getting the interception early in the second half by Matt Milano, but still a nice win for them nonetheless. So looking at the rest of the league, Colts beating the Texans as both of these teams sort of on the outside looking in for a wild card spot, but they're both very close. Big win for Indy, Jack Jackson Jr. throwing 4 touchdown passes. The Arizona State Sun Devil product leads Indy to a win over their divisional rival. As next up, after we see the interceptions, which there were none, next up the Jets beat the Patriots, 2 teams that are pretty much out of the playoffs. New England won their division 2 years in a row, not happening again this year. And meanwhile, the Jets, they're playing good football right now. I believe they're 6-8, which is only a game back of the second wild card, but there are about 5 teams in the OAFC sitting at 7-7. So while it's going to be a challenge, the Jets still have a shot. Titans beat the Ravens by 1 point. Both of these teams, I believe, are now 7-7, tied for the 6th seed in the conference. Huge win for Tennessee. They now have the tiebreaker over Baltimore, as these were maybe the 2 worst teams in the OFL last year. And this year, there's a decent chance that one of these teams ends up making the playoffs. Probably not both, but maybe we could see one in. The New York Giants put up 51 points on the Minnesota Vikings, and the Giants have now clinched their division. A good maybe 5 teams, I think, clinched this week, so now 6 teams have clinched the playoffs, and with 2 weeks to go, there are 6 more teams who need to clinch. 5 passing touchdowns from Matt Ryan, as the Giants have done a great job since the hiring of their head coach, Greg Terry, as they were able to win the division with ease. Now just fighting for seeding. They will most likely be the 4 seed. Packers absolutely kill the Bucs 42-3, and Green Bay has clinched a playoff spot. They're playing excellent football, and my money might be on them right now. I'd say them, the Saints, or the Rams. I expect it to be one of those 3 teams on the ONFC. I think they're the 3 best teams in this league, and the Packers are definitely playing like it right now. I believe they're currently the 2 seed. Steelers barely beat the Bengals, and with this win, the Steelers have not only clinched for the playoffs, but they've also clinched the division. Browns have lost 4 straight. The Bengals are awful, and then the Ravens aren't quite able to catch up to the Steelers, as the Pittsburgh Steelers will be back in the playoffs for the 3rd straight season. Falcons beat the Lions 5 touchdowns from Dungy. Huge win for Atlanta, as they are now tied for that 7 seed with Seattle. They are very close to the postseason, and getting this tiebreaker over Detroit is absolutely huge, as the Lions are currently the 5 seed, as both of these teams fighting for wild card spots, and having that tiebreaker over the Lions is absolutely huge for the Falcons. Jaguars beat the Browns. Jaguars were the only team who clinched the playoffs last week, as they have already locked up their division. now beating the Browns, who had a great year last year. They looked like they were playing well this year, and then it all fell apart. I know the Browns want to make a quarterback change. They're going to put in Lamar Watson for the last 2 weeks of the year. And even if they win out, even if they go 8-8, there's still a chance they could make the playoffs with a 500 record. Niners beat the Dolphins, so after their incredible start, it looks like the Dolphins are only going to have to settle for a wild card spot. And meanwhile, for San Francisco, them getting a win with Seattle losing is huge, as San Francisco is now a game ahead of both Seattle and Atlanta. So they are looking very solid right now for a playoff spot, likely fighting for seeding. The Rams beat the Redskins, and the defending OFL Bowl champions are back in the postseason. I believe they clinched their division now, 2 games ahead of San Francisco. If not, they're probably going to clinch pretty darn soon. And Washington, one of the most talented rosters in the league, they've just had an awful year. I think they're only like 4-10. This team just hasn't put it together for whatever reason. Bills beat the Broncos, so it really looks like Buffalo will clinch their division and make the playoffs. Meanwhile, Denver is one of those teams who are 7-7. My money is on them for the 6th seed. I just have a gut feeling with the way rookie quarterback DeMarcus Rice has been playing. But they're tied with like 5 teams, so who the hell knows? And Buffalo, I believe they've clinched. If not, they're awfully close. The Raiders beat my team, the New Orleans Saints. This loss is absolutely a killer for us because we don't clinch. The Falcons still have a slight chance of winning the division, and now if the Packers and Rams win out, we will fall to the 3 seed, which is devastating. I had a feeling we lose to Oakland, who's playing really well. Slow start for the Raiders, but they're now 7-7. Chargers taking on the Chiefs, and Kansas City, I believe, would end up getting the win. Chiefs are fighting for a playoff spot. I think they're around that 6-7 win range. Chargers are eliminated. They're just not really anything special this year, and they're just going to be playing for pride. Cowboys taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Dallas ends up getting the win, as there's a very slim chance of Dallas making it, but I think there's still a chance they could. They need a lot of luck to make it back to the postseason for a 2nd straight year, but I guess theoretically there is a chance. Panthers defeat the Bears. Chicago is the worst team in the league, now 2-11. Meanwhile, Carolina, they are now, I believe, 7-6-1. Not looking good for the Panthers, but there's still a chance. Only half a game behind the Falcons and Seahawks, 1.5 games behind the Lions and Niners. And while it's not likely they'll make it, there's still a shot, and the Bears are just playing for pride these last couple of weeks. So here's a look at the Week 16 schedule. The poll in the Discord will be released shortly, as there are some pretty solid games in here. Falcons-Packers looks fun. And then looking at the standings, Jaguars and Steelers clinch their divisions. Bills have clinched the playoffs. And then here's a look at the standings, as it's going to be a very interesting race here to end the season. Only 3 teams in the OAFC are done. Meanwhile, the NFC, Rams and Packers have clinched. The Giants have clinched their division. We are inches away from clinching a playoff spot. We need the Rams and Falcons to lose, because I don't want to be a lower seed again. That's about all in the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Have a good one.